Hi, this is Sophia Cartman, host of the Dream Big podcast show. Please learn, laugh, and grow.
And this is Olga Karpman. Welcome to the Dream Big podcast. In this podcast, we decided to talk about something that all of us have, but not everyone can name it.
And we're going to do something we've never done on this podcast before.
Today's podcast about your big emotions.
And I want to start with a quote from Sabatahil. Your emotions make you human. Even the unpleasant ones have a purpose. Don't lock them away. If you ignore them, they'll just get louder and angrier.
This is episode 321, Big Dreamers, and you know what time it is?
It's time to dream big.
Welcome to the Dream Big podcast show. We're inspiring you to shoot for the moon, take aim and go. We bring to you amazing guests who truly love what they do. Every day they're living their dreams, and so can you. Dream big, take action to reach your goals. Are you pumped yet? It's showtime, let's rock and roll.
Little kids experience all range of emotions.
And studies show actually that there are 27 categories of emotions that we can feel on a daily basis. But the problem is sometimes that we can't name them and we don't know what's happening to us. On our recent trip to Siberia, as we mentioned in the last podcast, if you missed it, by the way, it's a podcast 320 that we talked about going all the way to Siberia. We went on 4 airplanes. We traveled 4 days just to get there. And Sophia experienced all sorts of emotions, from joy to interest, surprise,
Sadness, shame, anger, fear, and no disgust.
no discuss. Yes, those are primary 8 emotions that kids are experiencing on a daily basis. Those are basic emotions. And today our goal is to talk about them, to help you understand that it's okay to experience those emotions, and maybe help you big dreamers, little big dreamers and older big dreamers to understand one another and actually name those emotions. Once you name them and once you know what they are, you will be okay experiencing them, even if it's anger, even if it's sadness. All emotions have a place in our hearts, in our life. That's what makes us human. And that's why we decided to talk about it today. So, Sophia, can you name them again for our big dreamers so they know what they are?
Yes, I can. Joy, interest, surprise, sadness, shame, anger, fear, and disgust.
Knowing about your emotions and being able to call their names called emotional intelligence. So, Sophia, let's give some examples. What do we talk about when we feel different emotions?
We talk about maybe stories. Let's do one.
Today, we would like to do something that we never done on this podcast before. And please give us feedback if you like it. We would like to read you a book about emotions. The book called Exploring Emotions, and it's written by Paul Christelis.
Everyone notices the weather outside, don't they? Have a look now. Is it sunny or cloudy? Is it dry or rainy? Windy or calm? Or something else?
But did you realize that the weather also happens inside you? In fact, if you take a look, you'll feel it right now. We call this inner weather emotions. And just like the weather outside, emotions are completely natural.
Today is track and field day at school. The weather outside feels warm and sunny. But for many children, it feels very different. Here's Mateo. He is not feeling warm or sunny at all.
Inside, Mateo is experiencing a different kind of weather. For him, running in a race makes him feel nervous. It's like watching a storm approaching. It can be scary.
And here's Sally, who's also about to run in the race. Her inner weather is different than Mateo's.
Sally enjoys competing. She's feeling excitement and can't wait for the race to start.
Over at the jump rope race, Manisha has tripped just before the finish line. She feels really angry. She could have won if she just had been more careful.
Anger can feel like burning hot sun. When you feel angry, where in your body do you feel the burning? Your belly? Your head? Somewhere else?
And this is Caleb. His ankle is broken, so he can't participate in any sports today. The sadness and disappointment he feels are like a gray, drizzly day that seems to last forever.
Tom is sitting close to Caleb, but there are no rain clouds over him. He just completed 3 events in a row, and now he's feeling relief, as well as some achy muscles. For him, relief is like a cool breeze on a hot day.
Later in the day, the weather is changing. Guess what? Just like the weather, the children's emotions are changing too.
Mateo was nervous, but now he's finished his race and he's eating a big bowl of chocolate ice cream.
Sally's excitement has changed too. She won her race, but now she's at the hospital visiting her sick grandma. She feels worried and a little sad.
Meanwhile, Manisha is no longer angry with herself. She was awarded a medal for her perseverance and now she's feeling proud.
No more drizzle for Caleb. His cast has been removed and now he's feeling happy.
And Tom is back home now with nothing to do. Relief has turned to boredom. Changes in our inner weather happen all the time. It's natural and normal. Sometimes the weather feels pleasant when we feel happy, relieved, or excited, for example. And sometimes it feels unpleasant, like when we feel anger, sadness, or frustration.
The good news is we don't have to be worried about getting stuck with unpleasant emotions because these won't last forever. Perhaps you are feeling sad this morning, but this afternoon, who knows?
We can't predict how we will feel later, and we can't always change our emotions while we are feeling them. Well, we can learn to be with these emotions as we feel them. We accept them just as they are.
We can say, hello, nervous feeling in my belly. You feel uncomfortable, but I know you won't stay for long.
Or you can say, I know you are here, sadness. It's okay because I know you're just a feeling and you will pass.
Or, for example, just now I'm not feeling anything in particular. And that's perfectly fine.
Big Dreamers, take a moment to be with what you're feeling right now. How's your inner weather? Sunny? Gloomy? Stormy? Or perhaps there is not a lot going on and you don't feel very much. That's fine too.
Sometimes when the weather feels very stormy, it feels like you might get blown away by the strong winds. Anger or nervousness can feel like a powerful storm.
When you're in a storm of emotions, try naming the emotion you're experiencing. When you name what you're feeling, the storm often calms down a little and doesn't feel so powerful.
For example, this is anger I'm feeling.
Or, here, this is the nervous feeling again.
So take time to check your personal weather report every day.
And remember that we all experience many kinds of weather. Our friends, families, teachers, and pets all have sunny moments, stormy moments, and not feeling very much at all moments. Just always remember, it's all good to experience any kind of emotion. That's our book for today, Big Dreamers. That was our first time reading the book on a podcast. Let us know how you liked it. And we do have a challenge for you today to check your personal weather report. And you could play a game. Throughout the day, check how you feel. What's your personal weather? And maybe in the evening, you can share. Today, my weather was sunny because I felt very joyful. My weather report was a little stormy by the afternoon. Maybe I felt hungry and angry. We call it hangry. Play this game, and in the evening, you can name a lot of emotions, maybe during your dinner time or just when you're talking with your parent or friend.
That's all for today, Big Dreamers.
If you enjoyed this episode, then please tell your friends and family about the Dream Big Podcast. And again, you can point them to dreambigpodcast.com/321. If everyone listening would tell just one person about the podcast, that would get our show in front of as many big dreamers as possible. And we will be so grateful for it. And if you're enjoying this podcast, please take a moment to leave us a review on iTunes at dreambigpodcast.com/iTunes. We do read your reviews and it helps us to get in front of more big dreamers. That's our mission. Please join us on Instagram, Dream Big Podcast, and let us know how did your challenge go today.
As always, thank you so much for tuning into the Dream Big Podcast. This is Sophia Cartman
And Olga Karpman.
reminding you that you have unlimited potential. Your dreams are not optional. You need to make them essential. So take massive action and turn those big dreams into reality. Live with passion the way life was meant to be. See you in the next episode. Bye.